How we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Bobcom speaking. First of all, let me say apologies for such a long delay. I decided to take a short break from Warhammer. It's taken up a lot of my time, and I also sorting some stuff out at home with moving stuff around for the kids' bedrooms. But back now, I've got a bedroom to myself, so I'm able to start recording again properly. So this is the first part, or first match, should I say, of the Aspiring Championship League 2. You may remember I did the League 1 not too long ago. This is hosted by Moosey and Lionheart, and I'll put some links to their YouTube accounts in the description below, and I'll also leave a description for like the rules and everything for this tournament. It's basically like a Swiss ladder style. You all play X amount of games, and win, losses or draws give you a point, or 3 points, something like that, for example. And all the rules, it's pretty fun. It was the same as before, so you had to choose one army that you play for the entire match, and you was allowed to have one wild card army that you had to declare before the match, which I do, I think, on my last battle. But yeah, it was interesting. It was fun. I think I ended up becoming 12th out of 20, so I was alright with that, seeing as there were some big names in there. But yes, this is my first match. This is also against a Bretonnia player. You may have saw Leon Kerr over there. For myself, I went for sort of a large army, but like the lower tier units, with some Pegasus Knights basically, and Leon Kerr. So the idea is to tie them up with overwhelming force and then get these guys in behind, and then pound them with trebuchets. Yeah, pretty much the idea. I've also got a unit of Ground Knights over on the right here. So these are heavy hitting, anti-large, and the Living Saints, which gives bonuses to everybody else. I went for 4 units of Spearmen, 1 unit of Battle Pilgrim, a Peasant Bone with Pox Arrows, and then 3 units of Peasant Mobs, just as like cannon fodder. And then I've got a Damsel of Life here, help buff my units up. So my opponent, he went with Bretonnia as well, as I said, but he went for the sort of smaller army, but more elites, with 4 units of the Battle Pilgrims, men at arms with polearms, peasants with pox arrows, and he's got some more. He's got 2 units of, 1 unit of Ground Knight here, and another unit of Peasant Mob. And he's also went for 2. He's gone for the Paladin, a Royal Pegasus Knights, and 81 for Alberic de Bordeloo, whereas I've gone for King Leon Kerr. So I'm just going to say this match was ridiculously close, like down to the wire. So let's just start this, and we'll go from there. Apologies if this thing here annoys anybody. When I did the battle, I forgot to turn it off, so that's why it's there. I'm sure I have to turn it off. So the rules of the tournament is both players are attackers. If no players attack after, I think it's 2 minutes, you get an automatic disqualification. So with me attacking with Trebuchet and him moving forward, that's perfectly acceptable within the rules. So we've got some Battle Pilgrims going in. Got my Trebuchets trying to hit him there. Got a few nice hits there on my Trebuchet. It looks like he's got some Pox Arrows and a couple of Fire Arrows as well, a mixture. So he's sending his flying units over onto his left flank, so I've moved my flying overs to match that. And I think I'm going to commit my Ground Knights in a minute, because you see he's sort of moving up here on the right. Obviously I couldn't see this originally in the original battle. I switch targets now, so my archers are now shooting his archers, and I'm now moving my flying Death Squad, as it's commonly referred to. So this is the initial engagement. So these are my spearmen, and moving in here, so they're braced, and I've got my peasant mobs moving up as well. Bit of friendly fire there. Whoops. You can see I'm trying to move up his army, trying to keep this nice long line. But as you'll see in just a minute, you'll start pounding through my infantry, just because of these Battle Pilgrims are ridiculously overpowered compared to my spearmen. So here you can see the flying Death Squad's going out. I've dropped some spells of life here. I think my Pegasus Knights have run off, and his Royal Pegasus Knights are going after my Trebuchet, I believe. So I think I'll actually send my damsel in. I've got my archers shooting in as well. But with that life and obviously Leon Kerr, it's armor piercing as well. It's quite good. Albrecht de Bordelais, he is a lot better. One-on-one between these two, I think Bordelais might win because he is anti-large, which is why my Pegasus Knights get absolutely wrecked by him. And you can see here I've actually sent my Ground Knights around the back. I did actually send to attack these archers, but I didn't notice he had these Ground Knights waiting for me, so it's a pretty close fight here. Obviously Ground Knight on Ground Knight with no support. I was in wedge formation, so I think I do come out on top. Lance formation there, you see I've with my initial charge would have done more damage compared to him. Still pretty close though, I'm down to 1100 health, he's down to 1300. But I think, yeah, just because of that initial charge I got the extra bonus on it. But it's pretty much just a slugging match there. If we go back to the front lines, you'll see it's starting to crumble. And you see it's starting to swing now more, and he's favour. Unfortunately, the reason I think I lost is because I got tied up way too long because of this fight here. But yeah, so I think my guys here are going after his Ground Knights actually. So that's the option there. I think a few of my units do start to come back once I get rid of the Ground Knights. I think my Ground Knights actually come back as well. I didn't realise over for a little while, they're just sort of sitting over there chilling out. So I managed to catch his there, he's dropped Harmonic Converging on top of his Shock Cavalry using his Damsel of Heavens. And you see the balance of power is still sort of just in his favour a little bit. Still managed to get Trebuchet still firing away, but they're a bit too close for me to hit there. So you can see here, there's my Pegasus Knights here, just massacring some peasants over here. Just King Leon Kerr, causing havoc. Is it Bequis or Bequis, I think is the name. Well, the idea of this though is to keep up in the air, like drive in, do some quick attacks, and get back out again. You can see my damsel's in a bit of trouble here, but the morale was breaking again on my peasants and that, so I thought if I could get you see here that damage Bequis did there to this Battle Pilgrims. It's pretty intense. I think I was still trying to drop spells on top of them. Again, I finally realised the Ground Knights are back, but I think by that point it's a bit too late now. I think in the end it's just morale that broke me. As soon as these Royal Pegasus Knights come back, that was it, that's the end of me, because they're anti-large as well. So against King Leon Kerr, they'll do a lot better. See, I'm trying to get my Pegasus Knights back in just like one final little slog match down here. See, I'm coming in. So yeah, it was a good first match. Obviously, because he had the more experienced, should I say, or the higher tier units. He was able to just bash me back, even though I had superior numbers. So again, it's still pretty close though, down to 250 men. Managed to get King Leon Kerr out there, and I think I was trying to take out just as many units as I could at this point. But at this point he's still got a Growl Relic as well, which are the weirdest looking things you'll ever see. It's like a skeleton guy dressed up like a knight. Interesting thing. But yeah, so down to the last 20 seconds now, so I think it's just my damsel down here now, just not really doing much, just getting stabbed in every which way. Not sure why she's not attacking, but you know. There you go, I think she ran away. There you go, valiant defeat. So we'll end that. So yeah, so deployed 1095 and he 865. Lost 750 against his 401. You can see these Battle Pilgrims did absolutely amazingly well, 119 kills there. Whereas my infantry units didn't do particularly well. Okay, so that was the first match. I'm going to go on to the second match now, so we're going to do 2 in 1 here. Let's find it quickly. Save date. Match 2. So here it goes. This was against, again, me as Bretonnian, Reginald Puckington as Dwarves. So let's watch this. Okay, so again, my army is the same, whereas his army, he's gone for the Whitebeard dude. I can't remember his name. He's got miners with blasting charges times 4, 4 units of Dwarf Warriors, the miners that are a Regiment of Renown, some Longbeards, some Greatbeards, I forgot what they're called. I don't know what they're called now, so it's going to go through that again. Where have they gone? It's also got cannons. Rune Lord, that's what. So it's just a Rune Lord. It's not anyone in particular. Just a generic Rune Lord leader. And what's he got here? He's got Rangers with great weapons. There we go. The Grumbling Guard Longbeards. Okay. So he's put himself in the typical box formation of dwarves, as we would expect. He hasn't gone very heavy on range. He's only got one range unit, like this range unit. He's also got the Rangers here. But these are like close combat ones. So when I first saw this, I was like, okay, I might be able to do a bit of damage here with my Pegasus Knights. What we'll do, I'll move this up a bit, speed it up, because for the time being, it's just going to be my trebuchets smashing into his units. In hindsight, I probably should have targeted some different units. I think I was trying to get his cannons. Probably should have just went straight for the Grumbling Guard. I've got my Grau Guards off on my left flank and the Pegasus Knights of King Leon Kerr on my right. So let's just keep going. You see his cannon's going to set up any minute now. They are taking hits, but I don't actually know if I actually break or destroy any of their cannons. I think I might have destroyed one. So he starts to spread his army out now. So here comes the charge. If my memory serves it, this was a pretty much it was a quick fire. That's only 9 minutes long, so not particularly quick actually, but you know, quick in terms of how it was going to end. Speed it up until the there we go. So you can see I was just trying to take out this miner unit really, because the blasting charges is ridiculous against me, and I noticed he started shooting at my flying units. So I was like, right, better get them moving. Yeah, good for me though. He actually leaves this quite undefended. So, but yeah, it's a bit silly on his part. And he should have left a unit back there. I don't think he's got any Slayers. That was the only problem for him in terms of fighting back here. There we go. The initial charge happening now. I've got the high ground here as well. I've got my archers firing in. I'll just hit some miners with blasting charges. Sending my peasants in, so I was going to try and draw him out with blasting charges, but he wasn't that silly. Try and get him to waste some of these blasting charges. And now I'm going to send the rest of my units through. Sending his Rune Lord in. And you see here come my Pegasus Flying Death Squad come and take his cannons out. So these peasant mobs, they'll get absolutely torn to shreds against all these units. There's something that happens in a little bit. You'll see, which pretty much the deciding factor in the battle. There's a bit of a mistake on my part. I missed it completely because I was micromanaging over here, trying to get my cavalry back and get my units out of trouble. So he was sending in his units to try and take out my Pegasuses. So he sent these Runesmiths straight through my lines. So I've tied him up with Battle Pilgrims here. You can see I was going to try and get my Pegasus and Leon Kerr over here, smash into the back of these units. So the main problem you'll find though with dwarves versus Bretonnians is Bretonnians don't fare very well. It's as simple as that, because one, there's the morale issue. Dwarves have really good morale and really good armor piercing, whereas Bretonnia has really bad morale, and their armor piercing units are ridiculously expensive. Obviously you get the flying units and the cavalry, but that's not really a massive problem for most dwarves because they all have charge defense against large foes. You can see here now he's getting his blasting charges into this fray here. That's why I pulled my flyers out. So I thought, right, okay, let's get the flyers in, try and take out their leader. So if I can try and break their morale by killing their leader, this might be good on my part. You see there, that aerial attacks pushed his leader right through my lines. So that's good. And we've got these pox arrows here. So the pox arrows, they do poison attacks. So it weakens their speed and damage, and also their vigor. You see here now, my ground knights have managed to get round their units and smash into their back. So at this point I was feeling quite confident. Again, I was micromanaging sort of these two here. I wasn't paying attention to what's going on over here or in this middle bit. Once I charged my cavalry, and I was like, right, okay. And you watch these two range units. Just an amazing play by him. Complete hats off to him completely. If I would have caught this, it would have been a different story. So you know, it's got like a unit here, peasant mob there, and a peasant mob there. I should have been able to get back. Can you see my Pegasus Knights and stuff here are getting absolutely destroyed. All their like armor piercing, things like that, and their Rune Lord is still just dropping all these buffs to help out. And you see here, he's got these two units here, and what he does, he brings them round, and you can see here, I've got a massive open point here. And he just absolutely starts going to town on my archers and my trebuchet. And I noticed it far too late. So one, I didn't notice these two peasant mobs were here. If I would have, I'd have probably blocked this gap up just to hold them, give me some time, because I was doing pretty well in the centre. And I was trying to break this my left flank so the right flank could hold. But it just wasn't to be, unfortunately. As soon as the thing is, about this point, I realised, damn, they've broken through. See, I'm trying to move my units out here. I'm trying to pull these guys back, just get into the back of these guys. But I think at this point the damage had been done. It was going well up until this point. I was confident, but as soon as my archers died and my back line started to break, that was it really. Unfortunately as well, my Damsel of Life started to retreat, and again I didn't catch her being caught up in the melee. And of course my ground knights have been caught now on both sides, because I panicked about this and completely forgot about this group here. But good thing about ground knights, they're anti-large. Sorry, bad thing about ground knights, they're anti-large. So against infantry they're not particularly great. Still pack a punch though. Right? 39 weapon strength, and they're like living saints as well. I managed to push that little attack back from these rangers, but at this point I had nothing really to hold them off apart from like a peasant mob there. Still, there's a few more units sort of coming back, but it was a mass rout at this point. Like King Leon Kerr had been caught on the ground and he was getting blasted, charging to death. I managed to get my damsel back. She dropped a healing potion over here. Replenish, but I couldn't get Leon Kerr off the ground. He's tied up with these bloody dwarf warriors. At this point, you can see the morale of a lot of my units now just completely broken. So I think at this point it was just Leon Kerr getting absolutely munched by explosive charges. Again, it was a close match. Like, if you look at it, it is close. He hasn't got many units left. I haven't got many units left. But the deciding factor comes down to morale. And also he's got all the armor piercing where I don't. So I've got like a spearman over here. But against a full unit of dwarf warriors and a full unit of grumbling guard, it's not really much I can do. So I think the ground knights were like the deciding factor here. If I didn't have these, I think I'd have lost a long time ago. But again, it was a fun match. It was close. The guys afterwards were like, "Jesus, I thought I was going to lose for a little while until I got those rangers around the back." But as I said, that was the deciding factor in this battle. He managed to get rid of my archers, so the poison effect on all these units dropped. And once that happened, it was just a downhill struggle for me. And you can see now they're starting to drop quickly. I'm trying to get Leon Kerr up into the air, but with so many units now, it's not really much point. Especially seeing as he's got a runesmith there. So they're having the two runesmiths as well, the Rune Lord and the runesmith. Dropping all the buffs, that was just way too much for me. So I'm trying to save my units over here before I get some rear charges in. You can see the morale, even with that rear charge, it only drops down to about 50% morale drop. So that wasn't ideal. And this point is just down to my cavalry and King Leon Kerr. I think here I actually try and get him round here, try and help out. But I've lost my damsel now, so I can't get any healing in. But I'm still bringing units back, as if every now and then a unit sort of spawns back in. You see, he's starting to break before he even gets to the battle. Swinging against, I mean, they'll get wrecked anyway, so that's cool. So a close match again, Reginald Pungerton. You may have seen him around. I've seen him fight a few times. He's a very good player. But again, it's just the morale. That's the only problem with Bretonnia. You've got to always be cautious with the morale when you're facing against them. Let's just watch Beaquist over here just kill these Ekron miners. Let's throw some stunties around. I think at this point he was talking to me in chat. He was like, "Yeah, we just need to take out that Grail Knight, and I think I'll be sorted." And that blasting charge right there. I think it's a bit silly, but you can throw blasting charges whilst you're being attacked. But you know, that's how it is. But that's the first 2 matches. I had 5 matches in total, so I'll upload the other 3 soon after this one, hopefully. Hope you enjoyed that, guys, and if you get a chance, check out Moosey. I know most of you who might watch this know who Lionheart is already, but check out his tournaments that Moosey does. They're really good, really fun to watch. Lionheart streams them on his Twitch as well, so really good fun to watch as well. Hope you like that, guys. If you did, leave me a like, comment, or subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you again soon. It's Bob Combs, signing out.